It starts with a quiet neighborhood on a weekday morning. The streets are empty, the air still. Inside one of the homes, a woman sits at her desk, her fingers flying over a keyboard. Her name is Sarah, a marketing executive juggling deadlines and emails. Her day is a blur of virtual meetings, quick meals, and hours spent in the same chair. By evening, she collapses onto the couch, exhausted but strangely restless. Sarah isn't alone. In fact, she's part of a startling statistic. More than a quarter of adults globally fail to meet recommended physical activity levels. This isn't just a number, it's a silent epidemic, and it's costing us more than we realize. But how did we get here? Humans were never meant to live like this. Our ancestors spent their days moving, hunting, gathering, building. Movement wasn't optional, it was survival. Fast forward to the 21st century, and we've designed a world where physical activity is almost unnecessary. Technology has given us incredible conveniences, but also chained us to desks, screens, and cars. Consider this, the average office worker spends over 8 hours a day sitting. Add commuting, meals, and leisure time, and most people spend nearly 12 hours a day sedentary. The consequences? They're as alarming as they are invisible. Physical inactivity is linked to an increased risk of chronic diseases like heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and certain cancers. It's a leading contributor to mental health issues like anxiety and depression, and it's not just about long-term risks. Short-term effects include fatigue, poor posture, and reduced cognitive function. Take Mark, a 45-year-old father of 2. He loves his family but struggles to find the energy to play with his kids after work. He chalks it up to aging, unaware that his sedentary lifestyle is quietly sapping his vitality. So why don't more people move? The answers are as varied as the individuals themselves. Some face physical barriers like chronic pain or disabilities. Others lack time, juggling jobs, family, and countless responsibilities. Urban design often discourages movement, with cities built for cars, not pedestrians. And then there's the psychological aspect. Many see exercise as a chore, a punishment, rather than something to enjoy. But here's where the story takes a turn. The human body is incredibly resilient, and even small changes can yield remarkable benefits. Science shows that just 150 minutes of moderate exercise a week, roughly 20 minutes a day, can reduce the risk of chronic diseases by up to 30%. Imagine Sarah deciding to change her routine. She starts with a 10-minute walk during her lunch break. Fresh air clears her mind and the movement lifts her mood. Encouraged, she begins adding stretches to her morning routine and takes the stairs instead of the elevator. Or Mark, who joins a weekend soccer league after his son asks him to play. At first, he's hesitant, worried about being out of shape, but soon he finds himself laughing, running, and rediscovering the joy of movement. The key isn't perfection, it's progress. Fitness doesn't have to mean grueling workouts or expensive gym memberships. It can be as simple as dancing in your living room, gardening, or walking your dog. The goal is to move more and sit less, one step at a time. Communities and workplaces also have a role to play. Cities can design more walkable neighborhoods, companies can encourage standing desks or walking meetings, and schools can prioritize physical education. As for you, the viewer, here's a question. When was the last time you truly moved, not out of obligation, but out of joy? Physical inactivity might be a silent epidemic, but every choice we make to move, no matter how small, is a step toward health, happiness, and freedom. So let's rewrite the story. Let's choose movement, not as a burden, but as a celebration of what our bodies can do. Because the greatest risk isn't in trying and failing, it's in staying still.